Hello students, welcome back. This is Mrs. Mercado speaking. I hope all of you are doing well and excited. The semester is almost over. This week we are in instructional week number 16, which runs from May the 4th through May the 10th. Okay, so during this particular week, week number 16, we're going to be completing a comprehensive semester project. This is semester project number 2. Okay. Now, in this particular project, we're basically going to learn everything that has been covered from chapters 2 through chapter 6. So it's a comprehensive problem that's broken down by chapter, and we're basically going to build on each of the chapters the things that we've learned and incorporate it into this massive project that we're going to be working with here. This project is worth 100 points, so it's very important. So what's going to happen here is you're basically going to be computing wages and salaries and preparing a payroll register for a company, okay? So you're going to have information provided to you, and you're going to have to use that information to complete the requirements. You're going to be able to practice completing a full payroll register for an actual company. You're going to prepare journal entries to record the payroll and the payroll taxes, and you're going to record the payment of the payroll, okay? Now, I have structured this particular problem or project differently in Cengage because there are prerequisites that you have to complete so you can be able to move on to the next part. It's not like, okay, the whole project is going to be open. So what's going to happen is I've broken down the project into, let me see, how many sections did I set? 1, 2, 3, 4, into 5 sections. So let me jump into Cengage to see how you're going to see this. Let me see. Now, it does look different for you than for me because I am the instructor. I have instructor access, but you'll be able to see once the assignment becomes available, you'll be able to see 5 individual assignments, okay? So the assignments, let me go to my assignments tab. The assignments are going to be semester project 2, part A, part B, part C, part D, and part E. Now, something very important, this is the first time that you're experiencing this in my class. You need to start with part A. Okay? You cannot move on to part B without completing part A. So the prerequisite for you to complete part B is that you've completed part A. Okay? So first you need to complete part A, get that done out of the way, and you move on to part B. Okay? Once you're done with part B, that's a prerequisite for you to complete part C. So you must have completed part B before you complete part C. Okay? And so on and so forth. You have to go in that specific order. You need to always start with part A. Once you're done with part A, then you can move on to part B, part C, part D, and lastly, part E. This is a cumulative problem, so it does have to be worked on sequential order. Okay, you can't be jumping around because you're going to get all lost. So it needs to be completed in that order. I have created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 specific assignments separately. Each section of the project, let me open up part A, for example. Let me look at how it would look as from a student's perspective. So this is the part A assignment. Okay, so each of the sections, I have 5 sections or 5 parts. Have instructions, okay? They have instructions, they have information that you need to be able to calculate whatever the requirements are. Like in this case, they've given you a time card number, the employee's name, and their hourly pay or their annual pay, whatever the case might be. This is a time clock report of how much they worked during a specific week. This is what you're going to be calculating. And then with all of that information, you have to complete a employee payroll register, okay? So this is what you need to complete. You have 7 tries. You see here, 7 check my works basically to be able to complete this project. Okay, if you don't do well, you do have a second attempt. Now, I do want to encourage you that you do try to work and get as much of it correct because the information does flow from A to B to C to D. So it needs to be correct, okay? So pay very close attention. Also, don't do, one number and then check my work. No, try to figure as much as you can on the payroll register Once you have everything solved, then you can check my work, and then it'll let you know which ones you got right and which ones you got wrong. Okay, so you have 7 check my works. This is part A of the requirement. Okay, once you are done with part A, then you can proceed with part B. You need to complete part A to complete part B. Okay, so then you will open up part B once you're done. This is a required homework, and then I'm going to preview it as a student. That way I can see how it's going to look on your end. And then once you're done with part A, you can move on to part B. And then for part B, once again, you'll have instructions, you'll have information provided, and then you have to fill out specific information that they're requesting. Here you go. So you have to basically fill in the blanks of whatever the requirement is. You have 7 check my works to complete this. Part B, this is semester project 2, part B, is worth 20 points. So you have 5 sections. Each section is worth 20 points. Okay. The important thing here to remember is that you need to complete part A, part B, part C, part D, and part E in sequential order. Don't jump around. Start from the beginning and then move on to the next corresponding letter so you can complete working on your project. Okay. You do have 2 tries, like I stated before. You have 7 check my works for each of the sections. Each of the sections is worth 20 points. Like I said, there's 5 sections. So basically the first section that you're going to have, which is requirement A, this part A, this deals with chapter 2. Part B deals with chapter 3. Part C deals with chapter 4. Part D deals with chapter 5. And then part E deals with chapter 6. Okay, so each of the corresponding letters covers information in the specific chapter, chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so just make sure that you take your time. You have the entire week to work on your project, your semester project. 100 points. You have 2 tries. Please try to do as best as possible. Also, I wanted to let you know that this week, because this is our last instructional week, let me go back. Not only do you have to work on your project, this is what we have here. You're going to be working on project number 2. You're also going to begin reviewing for your final exam. Okay, so on your week 16 content folder, you're going to find your final exam review. Okay, this is what you're going to see on your final exam. Remember, your final exam is comprehensive. Okay, it's from chapters 1 through 6. So in this particular class, we didn't cover a lot of chapters. Like some of my other classes, we covered 13, 14 chapters. This particular course is very in-depth. We only have 6 chapters to worry about. It is a comprehensive final. I have provided you guidance here. This is what you're going to be seeing, something similar to this on your final exam. So we have a question similar to problem 2.9a or 2.9b. That's going to be worth 20 points, and that deals with completing a time card. Then you're going to have something similar to 3.13. That's going to be worth 30 points, and that's completing a Form 941 quarterly tax return. Then something similar to problem 3.15. That's a Schedule B. That's going to be worth 20 points. Then you're going to have something similar to problem 4.5. That's a payroll register. That is going to be worth 35 points. Then you have problem 5.10. That's FUTA and SUTA unemployment taxes. That's going to be worth 15 points. Problem 6.5. That deals with journalizing wages and payroll taxes. That's going to be worth 15 points. And then 6.12 deals with payroll adjusting entries, and that's worth 15 points. Your final exam is worth 150 points. That is 15% of your overall grade. Okay? Please make sure that you study, that you prepare. All of these problems have been covered in your past homework. Go back, look for them, and review them. The answers, if you completed your homework, the answers and the feedback is now available for you to review. Okay, so you should be seeing the feedback there. Okay, you're going to have 3 hours, 180 minutes to complete the test, and you're going to have 2 attempts. Okay, the second attempt is not required, but it's provided in case you want to improve your grade, you didn't do so well, that's up to you, okay? But it is, sometimes, students have difficulty, their computer freezes, they have technical difficulties. That second attempt is provided for whatever reason you might need it, okay? I want to encourage all students that they review the problems on the final exam during week number 16. This is the week we're in right now, okay? If you have questions about any of these problems that you're going to see on your final exam, you get with me this week, okay? You get with me either from May the 4th through May the 10th, okay, whatever the case might be, because once the final exam becomes available, I am not going to be answering any content-related questions, okay? The exam opens, and then you're on your own kind of a thing, okay? The final exam is going to be available Monday, May the 11th, from 8 a.m. through Wednesday, May the 13th at 11 p.m. You have 3 full days to complete the final exam. For the final exam, I will not be accepting any excuses. I will not be accepting, I forgot, I missed it, miss. I'm so sorry. Okay? Mark your calendars. Put it on your phones. Put stickies up on your computer or on your fridge. Whatever you need to do, you need to know that you need to complete the final exam between Monday and Wednesday. Okay? I have deadlines to meet. I have grades to calculate. I have grades to be submitted. Paperwork needs to get done. So I need sufficient time to be able to turn in grades by Friday. So that is why I'm giving you Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to do everything that you need to do, complete your final, so I can have enough time to close out the semester, turn in grades by Friday, okay? So, having said that, please prepare, study. If you have questions, contact me. Please make sure that you follow the sequence of the assignments. Remember, the assignment is project 2, part A, B, C, D, and E. Make sure that you do them in sequential order. In that order they are available. You have 7 days to complete your project that's going to be assigned this particular week. So that's about it. I just wanted to give you an overview of what to do, or what assignments are to be completed this last instructional week. I want to wish you all the best of luck, both in completing your semester project number 2, as well as beginning to study for your final exam. Okay? Don't stress. You've got this. The material has been covered in depth, so you shouldn't stress too much. Just go back, review, make yourself good notes. You're taking this course online. You have access to your ebook. You have access to your notes. Create a strategy. What am I going to do? How do I prepare my notes, or how do I prepare myself to take this final? Okay. You have 3 hours for each of the attempts. Utilize the 3 hours if you need to complete your final exam. Okay. So that's basically it. Those are the reminders for week number 16. If you have questions, do not hesitate to contact me. Please stay safe and take care of yourself. Bye-bye, students.